Dictionary is a very useful data type when dealing with data which has key value pairs. Let me show a simple example of the kind of data that you can represent using the dictionaries. Let's say we have some data in tabular format, something like with two columns. So let's say we have name and let's say we have the age. Okay, so we have some data like the name, let's have Sam, his age is 25, and maybe Bob, his age is 26, and John, his age is 29. So we can represent this data using dictionaries. Okay, of course you can represent this data in other data structures such as NumPy or Pandas or any other types, but in this tutorial we are representing this using dictionaries. So here we will make the names as keys and age will be their corresponding values. So that's why we call data in dictionary we have something called keys and values. So let me define a dictionary with this using this. Let us represent this data using dictionaries. So I'll write something like my dict, which is the name of my dictionary, and in between the curly braces I will write the name first, which is supposed to be the key, (25), and we have Bob whose age is 26, and finally we have John whose age is 29. So if we just say my dict, execute, so this is how the dictionary can be defined. So just to represent this kind of data we are using the dictionary. So the dictionaries have to be enclosed in between these curly braces, and each of the the key value pair has to be separated by this semicolons, sorry, a single colon, and each of these key value pairs have to be separated by these commas. So this is how you define a dictionary. So so let's say we have more than two columns. Okay, even if you have more than two columns, we can conveniently represent them using dictionaries. So let's say example, if we have another column which is let's say weight. Okay, and weight of Sam is around 55 kilograms, and weight of Bob, let's say 68 kg, and weight of John 82 kg. So we can represent this data also using the dictionaries, but in this case we will have to make use of the nested dictionary. So let me try to show how to represent this data which has more than two columns inside a dictionary. So I'll write my dict equal to, so in between the curly braces I have the key, which is the name, and in place of values I'll have a nested dictionary. So in this value we have a dictionary which has again key value pairs. So we have age equal to 25, and weight equal to 55 kg. So just like this we define the values for other guys here. So I'll say Bob, his age is 26 and weight is 68 kilograms, and Sam, whose age is 29 and weight is 82 kilograms. So I'll execute this and check the value. So we have conveniently defined the dictionary, which we are representing the data which has more than 2 columns. I'm sure you can represent the same data in different ways using dictionaries. So we'll go in detail about dictionaries and how to define the dictionary, the built-in functions in dictionary, and various other topics in this tutorial. Okay. So the keys in a dictionary are should be unique. Okay, so if you don't write unique keys in your dictionary, they are going to be lost. So let me show an example here. So when I say my dict equal to I'll give keys as strings here. So in the place of keys you can have strings, dictionary, and yeah, I guess you mainly we use integers and strings, okay, in place of keys. So I'll define a dictionary with some values here, key and value pairs. I'll write A equal to 1 and B, whose value will be equal to 2, and then C, whose value is going to be 3, and let's say now again I'm going to define A here. So I'm repeating A here. Okay, so I'm giving the value as 5. So what do you think happens with the dictionary? So I told, right, the key has to be unique inside a dictionary, or else it will be lost, or else not lost actually, the latest key value pair will be considered if there are duplicates. Okay, so in this case we will have A whose value will be 5, and then B value will be 2, and C with a value equal to 3. So let us verify that. So as I said, the value of A is 5, it will not be 1 anymore. Okay, so if you have duplicates, the latest key and value pair will be considered. Okay, and the next thing is the keys are case sensitive. Let me try to show an example of what I'm trying to say here. So let me define the same thing here, and instead of small a in this now I'm going to write the capital E. So if you write something like this, both of them will be considered as different keys. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is the keys are case sensitive. If you have a different uppercase and lowercase, they are treated as different keys altogether. So when I execute this and check the value of my dictionary, you see that both the lowercase and uppercase keys are present. Okay, and the keys can have different data types. So let me show you an example. So I'll define my dict equal to, so as a first step I'm going to have a key which is a string, right, and its value is 1, and I can have a different key data type for key. So I can have an integer as well here, and its value is equal to 2, and then I can also have boolean type here, okay, true, and its value is equal to 3, and I can also have a floating point number, and whose value will be a list which is having 2 values, 1 and 23. So this is also a dictionary. So let me check the value of my dictionary. So we have keys with different data types. So let's try declaring a dictionary or an empty dictionary. If you want to declare an empty dictionary, you can just write opening and closing curly braces, an empty opening and closing curly braces. So this is how you define an empty dictionary. So you can also define an empty dictionary using the dict keyword with opening and closing parenthesis. The same empty dictionary will be generated with this. So let's try to create dictionaries with the help of nested lists. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is I have a list here which again contains some list inside it. So if you want to convert this list into a dictionary, it has to be in this particular format. So each nested list should have two values, right? 1 and a. The first value will be treated as key, so this one will be treated as key, and a will be treated as its corresponding value. The same way in the second list, 2 will be treated as the key, and maybe b, it will be treated as its value. And in the third list we have 3, which will be treated as the key, and b will be treated as its corresponding values. So now if you want to convert this list into a dictionary, I'll simply write myDict equal to, and I'll use this dict keyword and pass this list inside the dict keyword. So when I execute this and check the value of my dictionary, so our list has been converted into a dictionary. Okay, so let's see an example of creating a nested dictionary. I guess by this time you would already know what nested dictionary is. It's all about a dictionary inside of a dictionary, right? So when I say a, the value of 1 will again be a dictionary 1, and b value equal to 2, and then again we have the next key, which is 2, whose value will be again a dictionary c 3 d 4. So this is just an example of the nested dictionary. So let's now see how to add elements into our dictionary. So let me define an empty dictionary for now with just opening and closing curly braces, and then I'll simply say myDict of let's say 0 equal to a. So now inside my dictionary there will be one key and value pair added. The key will be 0 and its value will be equal to a. Okay, now I'll just execute this and check the value of my dictionary, and you can see that we have a key value pair. 0 will be the key and a will be its corresponding value. Okay, now let's try to add one more element using this way. Okay, so I'll say myDict of animals, and equal to, I'll write a string which is maybe a comma separated string. I'll say cat comma dog. Okay, and then I'll just try to print and check the values. So we can see that animals has been added as a second key, and its value is a string which is cat and cat comma dog. Okay, so let's try to remove an element from dictionary using the delete keyword. Okay, so I'll simply say delete or del myDict of, I want to delete the animals key value pair from this dictionary. So I'm going to say delete myDict of animals. So this statement is going to delete the animals key value pair from our dictionary. So let's execute this and check. We can see that the animals key value pair has been deleted from our dictionary. Okay, now let's see how to loop all the keys inside our dictionary. Okay, let me define the dictionary here by writing mydict equal to let's say 1a and 2 b and maybe 3 C. Now I want to loop through this dictionary and get all the keys. Okay, I want to get 1, 2 and 3 by writing a for loop on this dictionary. Okay, so let me first define this dictionary. So we now have this dictionary with 3 key value pairs. I want to write a for loop and get all the keys from this dictionary. You can simply write it by writing for key in mydict. I'll just simply print key. Okay, so I'll execute this. So you can see that we are able to loop through all the keys inside our dictionary. So how do we loop through all the values inside our dictionary? So this is only a simple change that we have to make. We will loop through the key itself, but while printing we'll just say print mydict. As you can remember, we can access the value something like this, right? If we pass the key, we'll get the corresponding value. There are other ways to loop through the dictionary and get its key and value pairs. So let us try to explore that one as well. So let me define the dictionary again so that we can see the dictionary. And so here's another way to loop through the dictionary keys. So I'll say mydict dot keys. So for key in mydict dot keys, I will simply say print key. Okay, so this we have to say for key in mydict.c. okay, so it's keys. Okay, so for key in mydict.keys, print key. So similar to get the values, I'll say for value in mydict. Just the only change that you have to make is the value. Instead of keys, I'll write values. So in this, with this statement, you're going to we'll be able to loop through all the values inside our dictionary. So you can basically loop through both key and values together using the same for loop. So here I'll say key comma value in mydict dot, this time it's items. If you say mydict dot items, you can loop through both the key and values together. So I'll say key is equal to I'll convert the key into a string because it is an integer, so we may face some issues. So I'm going to convert the key into string so that we can display it using the print function. So I'll say value is value will be str of value. Okay, so in this way we can loop through both key and value pairs together. Okay, so this is something that you have to understand here is it's not necessary that you write key and value here, right? It doesn't matter. So it's just you can even write I comma j, it doesn't matter. So when you said mydict.items, the first variable whatever you're writing here it will, the mydict.items will place the keys in this position in the first variable, and in the second variable you will have the values. Okay, so it doesn't matter, you don't have to necessarily write key and value in this place. Okay, so don't get confused that we have to write key and value to get the key and value here. So you can even write I and j here. So I can simply write str of I and str of j, and you will still get key and values. So next, let us check if a key exists in our dictionary. So let me define the dictionary again. So in this example, I just want to see if 2 exists in our dictionary as a key. Okay, so you can directly write if 2 in my dictionary. So if 2 exists, it just basically means that if 2 is present in the dictionary as a key, I'll just print mydict has key equal to 2. Okay, so since the dictionary has the key whose value is equal to 2, so it's going to print mydict has key equal to 2. Okay, so let's try to write else statement as well. Okay, so what if it doesn't have a certain key, right? It has to go to the else condition, right? So let me write the if condition here. So I'll say this time I'll say if 4 in mydict. So what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to search if the key 4 is present in our dictionary. It is not present, right? We only have 1, 2 and 3. We don't have 4. So at this time it has to go to else condition. So we're gonna write an else condition and say print mydict does not have 4. Okay, key equal to 4. Okay, so if it has to print mydict has key equal to 4. Since it doesn't have, it's going to print mydict does not have key equal to 4. Okay, so now let's try to make a deep copy of a dictionary. Okay, so but before that, let's see why we need something called deep copy. What is this deep copy, shallow copy? Okay, well, just for those of you who don't know, we're going to try to understand what this deep copy means and why it is significant to us. Okay, so let me define a dictionary here. So I'll define a dictionary, and so there's something called the copy function which can help you to make a shallow copy. So let's try to understand what this shallow copy is. So let's try to do a shallow copy here. Okay, so we have a dictionary, right? We have a dictionary one with 3 key value pairs, and I want to make a copy, a shallow copy of this dictionary. So we have a built-in function to do that, right? So I'll say mydict copy equal to, and I'll just simply say mydict dot, we have a built-in function called copy, which is going to make a shallow copy of this dictionary and copy it to. So let me define this. It's actually to demonstrate this, it has to be a list. Okay, so the value will be A and B. In the first value will be A and B. Let's have only 2 key and value pairs, and the second key value pairs, the value will be C and D. So to demonstrate this, we have to have a list here. Okay, so I'll define this. So we have 2 key value pairs. The first key is having a list which is A and B. The second key is having a list C and D. Okay, so I'm making a shallow copy here using the built-in function dot copy. Okay, so now if I execute this and check the value of mydict copy, it will have the replica of the mydict, okay, the same contents of mydict. Now what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and change the value C to Z. Okay, I just want to change the mydict. The second key is having a list, right? Inside this list we have first element C. I want to change this value of C to Z. Okay, so let me try to do that. So how do we do that? Right, so how do we access this second mydict of, if you do like this, you can access the second key, right? So sorry, if you write mydict of 2, you will be having access to this list or the complete value. Inside this list I want to change the first value. So the first value index, if you remember the indexing of a list, it starts with 0. So if you want to fetch this first item, you have to pass the index as 0, and then I want to change this value from C to Z. Okay, I want to change this value from C to Z. So I will execute this and check the value of my dictionary. So you have this value, right? A, B, Z and D. Okay, now let me check the value of mydict copy. What should be the value of mydict copy? We haven't touched it, right? We just have changed the mydict. We did not touch mydict copy. It should still have this value. So let me try to verify that and execute this. Surprisingly, the value of mydict copy has also been changed. So this is what shallow copy is. So you're not copying the entire, if there is a list inside your dictionary, so it's not making a copy of it, it's just making a copy of its address. Okay, so you're just referring the same list here, you're not making a copy of that list and storing into the new dictionary. Okay, that's what is called as shallow copy. So if you make changes to one dictionary or a value of one dictionary item, the copy of it will also get changed, because we did shallow copy. Now let's try to do a deep copy and check whether it's going to change or not. Okay, so now we're going to do a deep copy. So let me define this this dictionary again, and I'll execute this. So we have this value. So now we are going to do a deep copy. Okay, so to do a deep copy, we have to import a module called copy. Okay, and then we'll say mydict.copy. Mydict copy is equal to copy dot, we have a function called deep copy. Okay, and then we're going to pass this dictionary. Now this is a proper way of copying a dictionary. Okay, so this is called deep copy. And now let's execute or check the value of mydict copy. We have the same value both in mydict and mydict copy. Okay, so now as usual we're going to make some changes to mydict, which means, you know, we are changing the value of the second key for, and inside the we have a list, right? We are changing C to Z. So how do we do that? So mydict of 2 of 0. Okay, we are changing C to Z, and let's check the value of mydict. So we see that it has been changed. Okay, so now let's check the value of mydict copy. It should ideally should not get changed because we did not touch it, we just changed the value of mydict. So we'll execute mydict copy and check. We have the same value still, so it is remaining unchanged. So this is how you, so this is what is called as deep copy. Okay, so deep copy, if you do deep copy, it's a change to any other element, it's not going to affect this, you know, deep copied item or a dictionary. So that's about you know, deep copy. So now let's look into some other, you know, built-in functions on the dictionary. Okay, So let me define a dictionary here again. Let's copy okay, this one. Okay, so I'm defining a dictionary again, and there's something called dictionary.clear method, which removes all the elements inside our dictionary. So when I say mydict.clear, so this function is going to remove all the elements inside our dictionary, and I guess an empty dictionary will be left, okay, with just opening and closing curly braces. So the mydict.clear has removed all the elements from our dictionary. Okay. So there's a function called get method, which will get a value of a given key. Okay, so let me define this dictionary again. So let's say I want to get the value of 2. So 2 is the key, right? I want to get the value of 2. What is the value of 2? It is b, right? So there's a built-in function to get that. So I'll say value of 2 equal to, I'll say mydict dot get. So this is a built-in function, and I have to pass the key for which I want to get the value. So after I execute this and check the value of 2, the value of 2 will be equal to b. Okay, so this function called pop item, which removes an item with a given key. Okay, so let me define the dictionary again. So now we want to demonstrate the pop item, right? So mydict dot pop item. Okay, if you don't pass any parameter, it's going to return the last key value pair. It's going to remove it and return it, and the return type is a tuple, which we are going to discuss more details in the upcoming tutorial videos. So it's going to remove this last key value pair and it's going to return it. Okay, so now if you check the value of mydict, the third key value pair has been removed. Okay, if you do it again, this one is now removed, and if you check the value, we only have one key value pair left. So you can actually pass an argument here. Let me define the dictionary again. So you can basically pass an argument or a key which you want to pop or remove. Okay, so instead of removing the last item, you can basically remove an item with a given key. Okay, so if I execute this, it's going to remove this particular key value pair or the second key value pair. So if I execute this, not the second key value pair, the key value pair which has the key of this one. Okay, so if I execute this, it's going to return okay, I think it's not pop item. If you want to pass parameters, it has to be just pop. Okay, so this is going to return remove the given key value pair. So if I execute this, we'll not get the key value pair, we'll just get the value. Okay, because we know the key, right? So it's going to return only the value. So now if you check the value of your dictionary, it will be the second key value pair will be removed. So now there's a function called update, which basically you can use it to update existing key value pairs, or you can add new key value pairs. Okay, let me try to demonstrate here. So I'll define mydict equal to a dictionary which is having a equal to 1 and b whose value is equal to 2. Okay, so let me print that. So we have 2 key value pairs inside our my dictionary. So let's try to use this update method. So as I told, the update method can be used to update the given key value pairs, or you can use you can use it to add new key value pairs. So in this example, I just want to update the value of a to its new value. Instead of 1, I want to make it as 250, and I want to add a new key value pair. I'll say C, whose value is equal to 5. Okay, after executing this and checking the value of my dictionary, so you can see that the value of A is updated and the new key value pair is added, and B is unchanged because we did not do anything to B. Okay, there is something called len, or length function, which returns the number of items in a dictionary. I think this is going to be the last function that we are going to discuss in this tutorial. So we have a dictionary here, right? So how many elements do we have here? Key value pairs. We have 1, 2 and 3. So we can use the length function to get the number of items or the number of key value pairs that we have in our dictionary. If you just say my length of my dict, it's going to return 3. Okay.